Mark is right, I wasn't here. I was
She
in
wasn't
Nebraska.
here, but I'll let
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
February 6, 2020, Capital Expenditures Committee. This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, folks. Thing on the agenda is to reorganize the board. Anybody want to be anything popular?
I think I'd make a motion that we nominate the same officers as we had last year.
And that was?
Joseph Dede, chairman, Linda Banfield, vice chairman, Carl Steinhardt is the permanent member, and Terry Mish was our finance committee member.
That's in the form of a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Who is the business representative for this year?
We're waiting for the moderator to appoint.
Oh.
He appoints that one.
Does he know?
Yes, he does. He already sent me an email.
Wonderful. And are we all set with the minutes for March 7th?
As amended.
As amended?
I'd make a motion that we accept those meetings as printed by Robin.
I will second that as amended. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Wonderful.
Yes.
All right, Randy, come on up.
Hey guys, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you this evening?
Howdy.
How are you?
Randy?
Great, super. A number 1 deluxe.
All right. What you got for us, young man?
So I gave a sheet to Robin, looks like this. Anybody have that? Mm-hmm. I'll paste, I'll go with this sheet.
That's the same one we got earlier
In the email.
in email form?
Yes.
Okay, so here.
Where my notes are.
All right, so we got a few things to talk about tonight.
Alrighty.
I'll go for the first 3 items on here. I kind of combine them into one discussion here.
Yep.
For paving, construction, and improvements. These are line items that we get every year in the budget. The line items have been the same since I've been here, which is about 6-7 years now. But we use these dollars to do small type projects, small paving projects, smaller drainage projects, and some of it's in-house, some of it's we hire contractors to do it. So those are kind of we use these for if there's like an emergency that comes up situation we didn't get out there. That's what those dollars are mostly for. The next item on here is for paving and infrastructure improvements. So last year there was an allocation for $2 million for paving projects. I'm looking for $3 million if we can do that. I did put together it was a 6-year plan last year. I didn't bring that with me. In the handout, there are some kind of list of some potential projects that was developed through our payment management program. Certainly, I'm willing to talk about specific projects if you want to tonight, but I think the discussion more is the dollar amount. And what we did last year was after we set on the dollars, I had a work session with the select board, and I had some ideas. They had some ideas. We came to the table and we agreed upon for the projects to utilize those dollars with.
I did have a few questions on it, though. if you
Absolutely.
want to take-
Yeah, what do you got?
Because I'm going up towards the top there. One was the Tannery Road. And the question I had there is that by where those new houses will be going in, the old golf course?
So the numbers here are and I know there's a lot of numbers on the spreadsheet, but these numbers are basically to do the entire road. And this is taken just from our pavement management program, which is something that I manage on my computer. These numbers do not take into account any infrastructure, so drainage work. Well, what this does is it kind of prioritizes where the needs are. Okay, so where are we getting our biggest bang for a buck? That's just the CBV column here, cost benefit value.
Mm-hmm.
So it ranks all these projects based on need, and then based on also the factors in the cost it would take, and the benefit to it, and then it gives you a prioritization rating. That's what that CBV value is.
Yeah.
So you can see the rows on top of the list. Tannery is one of them.
Well, I just was specifically Tannery because on the whatever side that is, so the old golf course where they're putting houses in.
Yes.
Is that going to get torn back up again by larger vehicle traffic?
Can I speak?
Absolutely.
So last year, we did put some money towards that. And well, I'm gonna be the ass in the room, like, oops, sorry, tape's on. I'm gonna be the ass in the room. So if Russ Fox had his way, Tannery would probably have been fixed by now. But some of us said, let's just wait until the heavy trucks were done with construction on that side. Because
Yeah.
why do the road and then have those guys come in?
Rip it up,
And
yeah.
rip it up.
Yeah.
So I know there were, and I don't hold me to it, I believe some money was put aside for the beginning of Tannery, but we're waiting to see what happens with that development.
Right.
Before we do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we did look at that, and I want to think that we did put some aside for it, but we're really waiting to pull the trigger until and then I don't even know what they're doing over there now. I don't think there's any construction going on.
I had a
Down the
meeting with
east
the
side.
contractor a week ago. They're looking to start the tree work.
Oh, they are? Great.
Within the next month.
Awesome.
So
I had
they-
heard they
they-
might be selling that whole parcel and not doing any of it, so,
That was
It's
the
back
opposite.
on.
Yeah, so
Good.
they're moving forward.
right. So as they get closer to being done with that project, then you might see some front paving done on that, that beginning portion. But the thought was to wait until they got done with the heavy trucks, the cement trucks, and every other thing under the roof that they would need over there.
Right. So this is the cold in place recycling. That's with our equipment?
No, that would
This is something-
that's a process that we did on North Long Yard Road last year, where you basically
Pretty cool.
take your existing asphalt, you mill it up, you grind it up, and then it's like a train. You mill it up, goes into an asphalt box behind it. You add some emulsifiers or stone or sand, whatever they add, where you do an analysis
Yep.
to see what it needs, and then at the end of the train, you get basically a new road.
Yeah.
So that's what we did on North Long Yard Road last year.
Okay. So
It's a type of paving.
So again, my question is is that gonna be, should that be up there that high if we're still gonna be not sure what's gonna get torn up there by larger truck?
If we allocate
Traffic.
money this year in the millions, I'm willing to bet it'll go back to Randy and the selectmen and get discussed on which roads and go off of this. So I wouldn't say Tannery's getting done.
Okay, this isn't.
This isn't rock solid.
Specifically, that he's
No,
gonna do.
this is just a list of
Birchwood
things that need to be
versus
done.
Yeah,
Loomis.
okay.
It's
Yeah.
just the rating
Right.
program he uses.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
just asking the question then.
Yeah, no, this isn't 1 through 10. No.
Okay, all right, well, again, it's priority it is, but,
I think it's up to Randy and the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we would love to go by this, but then we come to find out there's other roads that are in need or not in need. And
well, the other one that I had was Granville Road, and again, that was, what we put in, like $250,000 for design last year, and then the state is gonna redo the whole shebang. Do we know when that's happening? So,
nothing's ever that easy. That if we did 250 in design, that gets it on the shelf somewhere.
yeah.
But
Right.
we did not do that.
And we
though.
didn't do the
we didn't put any
250.
we didn't put any money towards Granville Road.
Oh, it didn't? Okay.
Not,
we
not for
were-
design. We did do a mill and overlay
Yeah,
Yeah,
from the
up-
center of town of Bugby Road. That was
Yeah.
last
and
year.
drainage too, right, on that piece.
A
A little bit of drainage.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, so that, didn't we do that at town meeting? We requested that, $250,000 for that? That was part of that was
I
actually on
think-
the warrant item.
No, I think that was something I had suggested, but it
Yeah, yeah,
didn't
like-
make the cut. It
right.
wasn't. It wasn't.
It might have been on a
So
paper
it's,
saying they wanted to do it, but once we got the funding, then
Okay.
we re-looked at all roads and,
Well, I think I
Randy
did
and
the
him.
pros and cons, and I did the pro for that, I thought.
yeah.
And then it got voted in at town meeting, specifically that particular warrant line item.
I'm not sure.
no, I'm confident it was not voted in.
Okay. So what's the micro seal? It's,
So microseal is another type of pavement preservation technique. This is a type of process you utilize on a road that's still in pretty good condition.
yeah,
And hasn't quite had a lot of failures to it. So actually we did this on 3 roads last year: Falmouth, Salem, and Concord Road. Do you know where those are? Actually off Tannery.
no, but they're not a major
Right.
road like.
No, and I wouldn't do a microseal on a major road either.
Okay.
I would do it on a
That's
side
not-
street. That,
Okay, that's not the
doesn't
little
get big, heavy
asphalt
traffic.
squirrely squirrels that they make.
Oh,
That's
that's
not-
crack
that's a
sealing.
crack seal.
Crack seal.
Crack seal.
That's the crack seal, and I would still do crack sealing as well. That's
Okay, that's not as expensive either.
no,
sure.
yeah.
What
Okay.
kind of lifespan do you get out of that, Randy, with the micro seal?
So you're already, so it's actually, we consider it as a wearing course. So you're actually, what you're doing is trying to preserve the asphalt underneath it. So it's a real thin, probably 3/8 inch to a 1/2 inch layer of asphalt you put over the existing asphalt. And hopefully you can extend the life by, 10 to 15 years. That's,
Wow.
that's the hope. These days when you construct a brand new road, you're lucky to get, 15 years out of it. So these micro seals are techniques that you'd probably utilize on a road that is maybe seeing a little bit of wear, but not fully, not full wear yet.
Okay, and but the state redoing 50 Granville Road, that's not in the forecast now at all?
So the town has to. So if the town wants to pursue that project,
Yep.
we have to take the first step and initiate the design efforts. And we didn't do that last year. That's what that $250 would have been used for. So what we do is we kind of get in the queue. We start the design process. We make these submissions to Mass DOT, and they review it. And at some point, there's another committee called it's a Joint Transportation Committee. They meet every few times a year, and they decide what projects in the region are going to get funded that year. So every year, the state contributes about $25 million of projects for the Pioneer Valley region.
Okay.
And this committee is tasked with identifying which projects to utilize, for those dollars.
Okay.
So it's a long process. I mean, they have a plan right now that's already built up for the next 5 years. So if we were to start that design even today, we're still looking at probably a project that wouldn't come to fruition for 5 to 10 years.
Okay. I mean, the
This
road's
is how
in pretty
long-
good shape, really. I mean, I have
Yeah.
any big issues with it, but.
But 5, 10 years down the road, what is it going to look like? So that's where
Yeah.
you
Get it in the queue.
Because
and
I'll
get
tell
it
you
going.
that the traffic on that road with large trucks has increased exponentially there. It's with those what do you call them? The bigger trucks, whatever, hauling sand or gravel or
Oh,
something.
you have
out
a
of
new
it.
business in Granville now.
What's that?
You have a new business in Granville taking 1 million of those trucks a day. There are many that can come up there. Woodard's Farm is now composting or making electricity with waste. So literally when those trucks are going up Granville Road, I would say 90% are going to Woodard's up in Granville.
Yeah.
And Granville's having a problem with that too all of a sudden. The country store's doing great though. He says he
Yeah.
never sold so much coffee in his life.
Yeah.
And but yeah, there's so right now they're digging underneath the Connecticut River
Oh, yeah?
to put a new pipe into the sewer, something over there. All that fill that comes out is going to Woodard's.
All right. So
So you got 15, 20 trucks a day
Oh.
running hard.
more than that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, right. I
Plus
know.
everything else under the sun that's going to Woodard's. Any expired milk. Western Mass Rendering trucks
going
are now
there.
going up there. So everything. I went up to Granville Country Store the other day and I just truck. And it's the ones with the loud exhaust because they don't have the mufflers, and that's all you hear is the brrrr.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Jake brakes on
Yeah.
or engine brakes are, it's ridiculous. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be, you shouldn't be going that fast anyway.
Right. But now you hear them because you hear that noise, and now you're looking, and all of a sudden they're everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. But
I'm
where they're
retired.
having-
I sit out there smoking a cigar,
Yeah.
watch all them trucks go by.
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway,
That's
just
why I moved.
Just in time too.
this.
Because he was outside smoking a cigar.
Oh,
Oh, is that what? Oh, okay, that's what you're
Smoke
talking
is
about.
coming right across
Not
the
the
street.
trucks, was it? Sorry about that. It'll never happen again. Till tomorrow. Okay, well, that was pretty much my 2 questions on the,
Okay.
what you call it.
Good questions. Where's my list here?
And I hope you can get the 3 mil.
Yeah, I
That's in
think
there for
I
ya.
like this to be a long-term plan. Every year we
Yeah.
we do a little more.
Roads are getting horrendous, they need to be done.
Yeah. I lost my sheet here.
And it's the safety of the
Okay.
school buses and the safety of the traffic.
Yeah, forget the school
Yeah.
buses. No, I'm just saying.
They're not.
The kids bounce a little bit.
They like it.
Yeah. Wheels on the bus go round.
That's because of the timing.
All right. So any more questions on that? Aaron?
No, I don't know.
So moving on road machinery, a couple pieces of equipment we're looking to purchase. First is a tractor. think most of you on the board last year, I've talked about this, and actually last few years this has been on the wish list. We have a 1995 Kubota tractor that we have rarely used in the last couple of years, only kind of as needed, if needed. We use this machine for roadside mowing. We used it for plowing. But we're looking to purchase a new machine, one that will help expedite our roadside mowing activities. One will have it has a flail mower plus a boom mower, so we can do more mowing in one pass as we can in the past, as we could in the prior.
And you're gonna
Have to swap off machinery or have two tractors.
You're gonna get it done faster too, because again, across the street from me, the poor guy, he's trying to back up to the, with the flail mower in the back there, and it ain't cutting it.
Yep. So
Well, no, I mean, I'm not cutting it, it's just taking a lot of time.
I hear, yeah. No, I mean, this
Do a
would
good job.
certainly help, with
boom.
the time we have, we're able to get, townwide mowing, lucky twice a year. Certainly once everywhere, and then twice a year in some locations, the worst locations anyways. So it's been on the wish list for a little while. The next item is a hot box. So if you know what a hot box is, this is something that we have one now. When we do our own patching potholes, it's a red trailer you may see on the road, but we put the hot mix in that hot box, and we tow it around to the various sites where we patch potholes. And the hot box keeps it warm, keeps it hot, and it's workable. That machine is about 10 years old now, and it's seen better days. We're looking to get a new machine, a new hot box that's a little bigger capacity. I think that'll help us as we do our pothole patches. There's also some extra features on it that make it. I think it'll help us make those patches last quite a bit longer. So that's the cost for the hot box is $41,000. I did have quotes for all these in the back too, if you haven't looked at that already.
That hot box seems to work a lot better than the cold patch ever did.
Yeah, and so last year we got some equipment that's coming very handy. We got an asphalt recycler. I probably talked to you about it last year, but we actually are making our own hot mix every day now.
Yeah.
So if you drive by the garage in the morning, you see some big smoke coming up. It's not fire. It's actually we're making hot mix.
I just thought you were trying to get a new building.
Yeah, well, that's.
I didn't hear that, don't record that.
So it does. It's a nice machine, and hoping that we can keep ahead of the potholes, as opposed to waiting until the asphalt plants open up in the usually March, April timeframe, and then we're playing catch up all year long. So, anything else on the hot box?
Well, 10 years, I mean, that's the life expectancy.
That's about it, yeah. And unfortunately,
I know Westfield had gotten rid of theirs because they couldn't keep it, they couldn't do good maintenance on it. So I don't know whether, is this just really, that's it, the lifespan of it, or is it a maintenance issue?
No, it's a lifespan. I mean, we do put a lot of work into it and keeping it well maintained. We have had issues with the burners in the past. We've had mechanics come out and look at it. I guess I'll say we probably got the Walmart version when it was purchased 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. So maybe it could have lasted longer if we had a little better machine that was more well put together. But that's what we got.
And this is the better machine.
This is a better machine. Yeah.
So will the other one go away, or will you keep it?
I don't think there's a need for it.
Yeah,
No, I would see.
Yeah.
We could surplus that machine. Yeah. And the last item is a dump truck. This is a bigger ticket item here. So we have a 2005 International that every time we send that truck out on the road, it seems to limp back to the garage. We've put I think upwards of $15,000+ in that truck over the last couple of years. 15,000 more, or maybe even more than that. And it still has issues with rust and other issues, and we've had mechanics look at it, and we have a laundry list of things that it needs. But again, it's one of these things where how much money you want to keep pouring into it before you look at getting a new truck. So this is we have bought a few dump trucks in the last few years. Since I've been here in 2013, we've got 3 dump trucks, three new trucks out of our fleet of 5. So we would have one more. Actually, we have another dump truck that's actually older in age than this one. The other dump truck is a 2000. This is a 2005. But this is the one that definitely needs the work.
Can you get by one more year with this one if you can't? I mean, if it's not funded?
I mean, so
It might be inconvenient, I understand that, it's $15,000 is $15,000, but I mean, can you get?
we would do what we have to do. I mean, it's not ideal,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest with you, the way if we put an order in for a dump truck, say the day after town meeting, we may not get it until this time next year. So even if we get funding for it, I probably have to plan this truck's going to be on the road at least at the beginning of next year, just because these trucks they're not sitting on a lot waiting to go. They're built, as orders come in, and once they get so many orders, say 50 orders, then they'll make that shipment. So if we're ordering 1 or 2 of that 50, we're going to wait a lot longer until we
You
get
gotta
that truck.
remember too, if he's only putting 15,000 in and the truck breaks down, now you got 2 guys on the road, they gotta go back into the shop, you're paying them. You gotta get somebody to tow that truck in there, so you got the cost of moving it.
Yeah, we did have issues with one of our dump trucks a few years ago, and we were lucky enough where were able to take that truck off the road and buy a new dump truck. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a truck that is constantly under repair. So, anything else on that? Moving on to the next item. So, underwater, this is transmission main upgrades. So, if you remember last year, we got funding for a project on College Highway and up Jerry Drive. New water main replacement, and a new pump station. And what we were not able to do with that project due to the funds that were available was to kind of complete the water main upgrades all the way into Westfield. So we replaced all the water main on College Highway up to the Westfield town line. But our transmission lane goes further into Westfield by about maybe a little over a mile. That line is the same pipeline that we replaced in Southwick. What we're looking to do is upgrade that line with these dollars. We did design it and we bid it out with that bigger project, and it was bid out as an alternate. So we had the choice of moving forward with that scope of work or not. And because where the dollars came in with the overall bid, we were not able to award that part of the contract. But I'd like to complete that if we can. That is that transmission main provides our backup service, backup water source to our town. If there's ever an issue with our wells, our water tanks, we would rely upon this pipeline to provide the town with potable water.
So it's incoming as opposed to feeding Southwick residents up towards Westfield.
This
1 mile into.
It serves Southwick residents only. Yes. Yeah. We take from Springfield Water's transmission main. They have a 36-inch. Actually, they have 3 transmission mains that run down their corridor. Our pipeline is a 10-inch line that's tapped off that, or one of those 3 pipelines.
So where in Westfield is this? Or do you tap into?
Do you know where Gigi's is on College Highway?
Pizza shop.
I'm better with
The Dairy
liquor
Mart.
establishments. No, I know it is. I know where Gigi's is.
That's
yeah.
about where
Yeah.
Gigi's is.
Okay.
There's a little plaza there.
Hmm.
That's on tape, by the way.
I know. That was Terry Mish saying that stuff?
Any questions on that?
And what I do, is that paid for by the water retained earnings and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
So it would be fully paid by the water users.
Okay, I'm
Bill
good.
going up then?
Your bills have been going up.
My
Yeah.
bill, water bill's going up, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine is.
if you have, well,
All right, moving on to sewer. The first item here is grinder pump maintenance equipment. We've had this line item in the budget for several years now as well. This is for us to upgrade or replace individual grinder pumps that serve a number of our customers. So when the sewer system was built, about 20 years ago, there were some customers that are served by individual grinder pumps. These are pumps that are located on their property. The town owns those, and we own and maintain them. And those pumps are 15, 20 years old now, and we're seeing there's a lot of failures, and a lot of have met the end of their life. So as these issues arise, if we're able to salvage a pump, if it repairs a couple $100s, we'll do that and put that pump back in service. But if we need to take that pump out of service, we need to put a new pump in. And these new pumps are not cheap. They're about $2,000 a piece, and we do the install ourselves. So this is line item is to fund that program to replace and upgrade those pump stations, or those grinder pumps.
Okay, there was talk at one point in time of you having some part, like the DPW building where you could repair those. That's a bench or whatever.
We had talked about that. That was in the budget last year. That didn't make the cut though. That was didn't make the cut.
Okay.
So. And the last item here is our Prifty Park pump station upgrades. So the Prifty Park pump station is located behind the police department. This is one of our 7 pump stations in town. Again, this pump station is original to the system when the sewer system was built 20 years ago. A couple years ago, we refurbished the Berkshire Avenue pump station. New pumps, new motors, new controls. We changed the pumps, the style of a pump, to a submersible pump, which is much more efficient and probably more suitable for that location. And we're looking at a very similar project for the Prifty Park pump station as well. When we bid out the pump station on Berkshire Avenue a couple years ago, we actually bid Prifty Park as an alternate. So it's all designed, it's ready, the bid packages are just about ready to go. We just need to put out the bid and move forward with those constructions. So one of the issues we've had at Prifty Park is with the pumps itself. One issue in particular is the pumps that were initially built are called suction lift pumps. So the pump sits up here, and it's basically a big straw that goes down into the wet well, and it sucks all the flow up. Well, if you get any kind of debris, rags, cigarette butts, other things, foldables in the flow, they tend to clog the inlet, and the pump loses its prime, and you got to go in and clean it out. Submersibles are much more effective. The pumps are actually sitting in the flow, and they're pushing up. They're not sucking up. They're pushing the flow. So submersible pumps are certainly the more preferred pumps, and so we're looking to move forward with that. And I could see us every couple of years trying to upgrade each one of our other pump stations that we haven't touched yet. So Berkshire Avenue was one of the bigger ones. It was the second largest pump station. Prifty Park's the one that we've had the most issues with for the past few years. But knock on wood, the other pump stations are pretty good. But again, they're nearing 20 years old in life, and that's probably where you'd expect to see their failures start to occur more often. So.
That would come out of your sewer.
And these would be paid by sewer users, correct? Yeah.
That was my next question.
Great minds think alike.
Good job.
So that's all I have. So the cover sheet, kind of summarizes all the things we talked about today. The next couple pages, I kind of just summarize, give a little more detail, reasons why I'm making these requests. And like I said, I provided some backup information on the last few pages as well. Some of the quotes on the new equipment, and also that spreadsheet with the list of paving repairs.
Okay. Nothing for the stormwater and the stormwater stuff?
Well, we were moving forward with a stormwater permit. Last year we did get $100,000 to do those efforts. Let's see, we used some of those dollars to hire part-time staff. John Goddard, he's been working for us for about 6 months now, 4 or 5 months now. He's doing a great job. And the rest of those dollars were used to fund the various tasks that are needed to do to complete the terms of the permit. So we are continuing with that. Those items are in the budget, but I don't think they meet the threshold that's required for this board here.
Okay. This time.
at this time.
Good.
Anybody else got questions?
I'm satisfied.
Thank you, Randy.
Yeah, appreciate your efforts and your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to answer any more questions that you have.
Okay,
Thank you.
sounds
Take
good.
care.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks. Do we know when our next meeting is?
Well, you have February 13th, the 20th, or the 27th. Carl recommended that we stay away from the 20th since budget hearings are on the 22nd. So,
Right.
I should have brought my.
You said the 13th?
yep, the 20th would be close to budget hearings, so that, he didn't really think people would want to do that. Then there's the 27th, then you would have March, I think it was March 5th and 12th. 12th would have to be our votes, though.
Right. And we still have to meet with how many?
27.
Probably 2 more meetings?
Well, we still have police, fire, SEMA, and cemetery.
Okay.
I don't think cemetery will take too long.
I don't think SEMA's gonna take too long.
Yeah.
Police and fire will, just because it's police and fire.
I don't think fire has a whole lot.
Actually, they really don't. They really don't.
Equipment last year.
Even their actual budget,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
not much.
yeah.
And probably police is only gonna be.
It's the cruisers, yeah, you're right.
So those guys won't take long, so you
Yeah.
can probably bang them.
Can we
You
get them all
do two
done
at
in one
the-
night, you
Yeah,
think?
that's what I was gonna suggest.
Can you do, if you can do the 27th, it would be better for me.
Are you guys good on the 27th?
I'm having my hair done that day. I'm having my hair done that day.
Yeah, but that's in the afternoon,
What?
this is in the evening.
Yeah.
27th, good for you.
Yeah.
There's
Probably
that.
usually
I
close
can't
by
take this
4.
stuff. 27th?
Are we looking at the 27th?
Yeah,
Right,
let's
thank
get them
you.
all in. Let's stay.
All of them?
We'll stay to
Oh,
8 o'clock
yeah.
that night if we have to.
7:30.
7:30. Yeah, let's get them. What time you want to start? 6 is good?
6 is good.
6 is good?
It's fine.
I mean, I can get here earlier, but
Yeah, well, I don't think
I
everyone
don't
can.
know if everybody else can.
Are you okay with all that, Chelsea?
Yep,
6 o'clock's good? Okay.
Yep. Robin, did you say that the 5th and the 12th we do have meetings?
Well, we would have to
Good.
schedule one in March.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
it's the
The
5th
final
or the
vote.
12th.
In March.
Right, so if we do everything on the 27th and then a final vote on the 1st or whatever week in March.
Yeah.
Will be
And either
perfect.
one of those days
Yeah.
is fine in March.
Okay.
How does March look now? Let's just, everyone look at March 5th or 12th.
5th is a Lions meeting, but that's at 7 o'clock, so we should be
Right.
done by then. So 5th or 12th is fine.
You guys look good on either one?
Thursday.
Linda?
Either one, thank you.
Your hair's okay those days? Are you going for toenails or anything?
Oh, I'm having
No,
my
that's
nails done.
Saturdays.
Well, it's Saturdays,
Yeah.
okay.
Should have brought my little cheat sheet. I think I'm good on Thursday, the first one,
The 5th.
the 5th.
Let's just go for the 5th. That way if something gets screwed up, we'll have the 12th to back up.
Okay. So it is written, so it shall be done.
Right, so when that's done, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
That work for you, Chelsea?
Yep,
Okay.
it's in the book.
And that's a couple days before. Are you gonna be around for that, or you
I will be.
Perfect.
won't be there for
Yeah.
the 7th, but you'll be
Yeah,
here?
the 7th I won't be there, but I
Good.
can be there the 5th.
Great.
Too
Make a
easy.
motion, we adjourn.
Yeah. Second that motion.
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Third, fourth.
Aye.
Aye.